Hi, I'm Shane Borthwick, founder of Impact Wealth, and this is where I grew up, on the shores of Atlantic Canada's Bay of Fundy. I was just 10 years old when I started working in my family seafood business. We were one of the first lobster fishing families to begin raising fish on the ocean here over 30 years ago. 3 times a day we would row out and feed the fish. I loved being part of growing a new business. And these days, while I'm no longer growing fish, I'm helping to grow and protect the wealth of our clients. At Impact Wealth, we're a design firm. Our mission is to help you create, protect, and use wealth to design a better future for your family, your community, and the planet. To do that, we developed our 360-degree impact process that aligns our clients' goals and values with leading investment, insurance, and employee benefit solutions to get results. We identify gaps clients may not be aware of and offer solutions they may not know exist. Serving as their personal CFO or central family office, we help prepare for things like retirement or business succession, or what might be around the corner like an accident, illness, or business bankruptcy. Sustainable, responsible investing is at the core of what we do and has been that way since day one. Our strategy has proven to reduce risk, improve long-term performance, and make a broader impact. To reinforce our commitment to financial, social, and environmental stewardship, we're planning to become the first certified benefit corporation, or B Corp, wealth advisor in Atlantic Canada in 2021. B Corps are a global movement of people using business as a force for good. Your future matters, and choosing the right financial partner matters too. With Impact Wealth, you'll be able to make confident decisions based on honest, transparent advice from an independent, award-winning team. A team that offers a different approach from what you've come to expect, and our 360-degree impact process that puts all of the pieces of your financial puzzle together. Get in touch to receive your introductory kit and schedule a call to see how we can design the future you have in mind. Because your future depends on what you do today.
When I think of an AV provider, I don't think of anyone other than Sonic Image. They have just been so reliable, professional, friendly. I know I can count on them each and every time.
As a speaker working with Sonic, the experience has been incredible. Having great AV gives me the peace of mind that I can deliver the best content and actually have a connection with the audience. It's very, very hard to create a human connection with somebody when you're worried about how you sound.
They take such ownership, not only for the work that they're doing, but for the entire event. Because they know that the AV makes or breaks your event. You don't notice it when it's good, but you sure notice it when it's bad.
We've gone to Sonic for some of our biggest events, our Business Excellence Awards or State of the Tri-Communities, and these are a little more complex. So that's where they've really come up with some innovative and unique ways that we can handle those large crowds, a lot of things happening at once. They're always well prepared when they come in, but if we need a last minute change, they're flexible, they're adaptable, and they pull it off.
They're there to give you feedback and give you amazing ideas that we can just make it above and beyond for our team.
When we're starting to plan an event, I get in touch with Sonic Image right away to secure their services because I want to make sure that that we have them with us at every event that we do.
When you want to focus on details and you want to make your experience as good as you possibly can, they're there to support you and they're excited to help you do that. And they've been just as invested in the outcome of our event, the experience, the impact on the audience as we have. So if you're planning an event and you're worried about AV, don't let yourself get into a situation where you're telling yourself, I should have called Sonic.
Real estate shouldn't be something that a tenant or a business is thinking about. It should be something that supports their business and improves their business. We look at our relationship with our tenants as more of a partnership. We're in business, our tenants are in business, and we provide space that we think hopefully will support the success of our tenants in being profitable.
Good morning, everyone. Bon matin à tous. I'm Greg McLean, Chair of the Board of Directors of the Chamber of Commerce for Greater Moncton. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to today's 5th Annual State of the Tri-Communities. This year's event is a little different from the previous 4. I'm speaking to you via Zoom and not in a room filled with members of our business community. Such is life in 2021 during the red phase. I hope all of you are keeping safe, and I want you to know that the Chamber continues to work diligently on your behalf, communicating, advocating, and supporting you and your business as we work together to get through the pandemic. On behalf of the Board, I would like to thank our sponsors for their support of today's event. The Chamber could not present the array of events we do, especially during COVID-19, without these partners. So thank you to Brainworks, O'Brien, Impact Wealth and Transparent Benefits, Dobson Landing, Commercial Properties, Sonic Image, and the Hyatt Place Moncton Downtown, which is hosting today's remote event. I would also like to thank our 3 mayors who have demonstrated some great leadership, especially in the last year, as we supported one another through the greatest public health and economic crisis of our times. So to Mayor Don Arnold, Mayor Yvonne Lapierre, and Mayor Ann Siemens, thank you for your efforts and your collaboration with the Chamber. Finally, thank you for watching today's virtual event. This is the kickoff of a very busy year of events, both virtually and we hope in person by the Chamber. It's all part of the Chamber's mandate to provide leadership in our community, and we couldn't do it without you. Enjoy the event.
Good morning, Greater Moncton. It is an honor for all of us at Brainworks, empowered by our wonderful clients and community partners, to be sponsoring the State of the Tri-Communities for the 5th year. This year also marks my 10th anniversary in New Brunswick. I have now lived in Greater Moncton for almost a quarter of my life, and this past year I have been more grateful than ever to be here. It is a privilege to be part of this vibrant community that strives to be better and better every day. I am constantly amazed and impressed by the resilience that all of you show. That being said, and I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing and saying the same message about pivoting to thrive during these pandemic times. My team is so sick of me saying the word pivot, they've made a rule that I had to check the thesaurus every time I want to use it. So we decided to shake things up this year, and we've prepared for you, a la Bill Maher, Brainworks' new rules for 2021. For some, maybe revolutionary ideas. For others, hopefully a good laugh. New rule: back to normal and new normal should be stricken from our vocabulary. Things were never normal, they never will be normal, and who wants to be normal? I get it, it's hard to know how to describe our current timeline. Pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, pandemic times, COVID times, these unprecedented trying times. Everything just feels weird right now, but weird is good. For example, Keep Austin Weird is an ongoing campaign in Texas that has snowballed into a multi-city rally cry to support local businesses. I say we not only embrace the weird, but see just how far we can push it. Instead of talking about how we normalize non-mainstream things that we want to be more accepted, how about we talk about why things we consider normal are so accepted? Let's leave normal in the past and focus on the now. New rule: Personal space is here to stay. Danny on my team is fond of saying, masks are like moisturizer. They have to stay on your face to work. And as much as we'd like to believe that everyone understands this, they don't. It's perfectly acceptable to tell someone you're acting with to wear a mask correctly and or to back up and give you space. I'm amazed at how many times a day now I use the phrase, if you're comfortable with that. Why did it never occur to us to ask this question before? Are you comfortable? For all the close talkers, leaner in, and personal space invaders out there, I am not comfortable. Back up. New rule, schedule video calls respectfully. Just because we're not traveling from office to office for meetings doesn't mean there aren't things to action between. Even if that action is a sandwich, more coffee, a hug, or a bathroom break, too often now, too many of us sit down at a home desk at 7 a.m. and get up at 7 p.m. with calls scheduled every hour, on the hour, for an hour. Let's break the cycle. Video calls should always be set to end on the 15 or 45 an hour to allow for time between, either for work or to be human. Be polite, be respectful, and be clear. Calls should be short so action can be long. New rule, it's time to de-seasonalize giving. Our charities and community-based organizations have stepped up big time this year, and they continue to deal with increased demand for their services. They need our ongoing support. Over the holidays, Greater Moncton showed incredible generosity day after day in many different ways. Keep it going. Don't wait for an International Day of Giving, a specific health month, or next Christmas. What we're calling for is more sustainable and frequent giving. Let's find new creative ways to support those who need it, because there's no reason we can't have a spectacular time doing it. As David Hawkins says, give until it hurts, then give a little more. New rule, no more virtual-only events. This is the last one. We're putting you on notice, Greater Moncton. Get creative. It's time to reinvent events. We have a blank canvas to work from, and we can completely redefine their function, purpose, and value. The 300-person dinners, packed trade shows, and stadium concerts aren't coming back anytime soon, and we're all craving connection. How do we network, party, and launch without feeling like it's just the 10th Zoom call of the day? The Brain Workers will make time for anyone who feels this strongly and wants to brainstorm. What did we miss? As you head into 2021, what are your new rules? Share with us on our Facebook and Instagram or reach out directly to me to discuss. And yes, there will be prizes for the best submission. I can't wait to see what we accomplish this year.
Today, I have the honor and great privilege to be able to introduce to you our first speaker, who most of you already know, the Mayor of Moncton, Don Arnold. There are many reasons why I chose to support this event, and in doing so, I have come to realize, while preparing for today, that Mayor Don and I have much in common. We are both women leaders. We both took office in 2016. We both have a son named Zach, but more importantly, we are both passionate about lifting heavy things and raising this community up. As a local business owner of a 29-year-old crane manufacturing company, O'Brien has weathered through many economic storms, but it is having a team of professional fabricators, welders, electricians, and office staff that we pride ourselves on being the only full-service crane manufacturer in Atlantic Canada. O'Brien provides customized solutions to suit specific needs. We can service, install, modernize older equipment, along with handle any overhead crane problem 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Over the past 3 decades of operation, our philosophy and vision has been to be an agile employer that provides an open, close-knit, and family-oriented work environment. The company my father founded has been built on trust and integrity, which has allowed us to partner with the customers, suppliers, and employees in order to build a successful future together. I believe that coupled with this philosophy and the can-do attitude of our city's leadership will continue to make the GMA a prosperous and sought-after place for generations to come. Being a second-generation business owner, it is now more than ever that we think about our future of our community and what we can do to contribute. O'Brien does this by continuously improving our skills through training and getting out and partaking into the community. to ensure that we remain the innovators and leaders of our industry. This has made us realize that we go beyond simply O'Brien Material Handling. We are the experts on material handling in design, manufacturing, maintenance, modifications, and inspections. We are O'Brien, Atlantic Canada's full-service crane solution. We are Atlantic Canada Strong. I now present to you the Mayor of Moncton, Don Arnold. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Bon matin. L'année 2020 aurait été l'une des plus difficiles de notre récente histoire. L'impact sur nos travailleurs essentiels, notre système de santé et d'éducation, sur nos entreprises, nos organismes et nos résidents a été sans précédent. No one has been untouched by the virus, and the last 10 months have been really tough. There are many in our community who are suffering, but we are all struggling. We are fed up, we're frustrated, we're worried. It is a heavy load for everyone, and we are all adapting and coping in our own ways. But we have a resilient and caring community, and as your mayor, I've been so inspired and impressed by the people who have stepped up to buy local, to invest in our community, to lend a helping hand, to feed our kids. Thank you. But you know what? Despite some really huge challenges this last year, as a city, we did pretty well by a number of different measures. Malgré tout, nous avons de belles histoires à partager. One measure that cities use and that are hugely important indicators for us are building permits. You may ask, why does this matter? Well, basically because residential tax revenue represents 90% of all of the revenues that we use to run our city. If we don't have growth in building permits, we can't deliver the services that everyone needs in our community. We cannot help those most at risk and invest more than $1.4 million in social inclusion, for example. In 2020, we broke all records for building permits with more than $270 million in building permits. Local developers really stepped up and put their money where their mouths were, and despite the many unknowns, took big steps forward. But our growth wasn't just residential in 2020. Moncton Industrial Development, which represents our 4 industrial parks, had a record-breaking year, almost double last year's growth, which also was record-breaking. These numbers are unheard of during normal times. So during a pandemic, it just makes them that much more incredible and is a real testament to our unique and special community. La croissance de nos parcs industriels est une preuve de la confiance des entrepreneurs et des investisseurs envers notre ville. So everyone has heard the stories of how hot our real estate market is, the stories of people from across the country and around the world who are snapping up homes sight unseen. Seasoned agents tell me that they have never seen anything like this. As so many humans realize that they can literally work from anywhere, why wouldn't they want to work from Moncton? Here, an average home sells for $270,000, while in Toronto, it's $824,000. And here, your kids can walk to school, ride their bikes, and play safely in a beautiful neighborhood park. And while immigration has slowed down a bit, I'm sure that our community will continue to attract people from around the world. Avec nos partenaires, nous allons améliorer les services et les ressources permettant ainsi aux nouveaux arrivants de bien s'installer dans leur nouvelle communauté. However, we have also seen the COVID cracks. The social inequity in our community is clearly evident right now. Rents are rising and our most vulnerable are very visible in our somewhat unoccupied downtown since so many people continue to work from home. Affordable housing is a big issue in our community, but this year, Moncton City Council stepped up in a significant way to do our part with a $6 million investment in Rising Tides, matched by another $6 million from the province and hopefully supported by the federal government too. A housing authority that over the next 3 years will create 125 housing units and provide the necessary wraparound services to effect positive change. Will this solve homelessness? No. But it is a step in the right direction, and I know that many engaged Monctonians are committed to making this work. Le dossier des sans-abri est très complexe et ne peut être résolu rapidement. Je suis fière de notre conseil municipal qui a démontré son leadership en investissant temps et argent dans un domaine qui, en fait, ne nous appartient pas. So, we've all adapted, we've pivoted, we've found creative solutions, we've done things we couldn't possibly have imagined doing just 10 months ago. From a financial perspective, the city immediately took the necessary measures to make some cuts, waive some fees, rethink our budgets, all while remaining dedicated to not increasing taxes or decreasing services. It was a bit of a balancing act, in fact it still is. But all in all, I think we did a fairly good job of doing this in the most equitable manner possible. We also didn't stop the wheels of democracy, and I'm particularly proud of our council, who didn't miss a beat with public sessions, public hearings, and everything in between going virtual or in a hybrid form. This last year has shone the light on many challenges and has permitted some meaningful conversations to take place. Conversations that were long overdue, but that had never really reached the surface in such a profound way before. When we think of building back better, what does that mean? What is a vision we have for what could be in our city? What kind of city do we want to live in? How do we take the necessary action that we now know is possible? Ces derniers mois nous ont permis d'imaginer notre futur collectif, de revoir notre façon de faire et d'en ressortir encore plus fort. Cracks have definitely been exposed in our community, there is no question, and have made many of us sit up and pay attention to the increasing disparity. Is this an opportunity to get to functional zero homelessness? And this is defined as less than 3 people without housing at one time within 10 days. What needs to happen to get here? A critical piece of the puzzle is a social impact audit, and we entered into this process in the fall with the results coming very soon. This process is following the money to see what the total investment is in social inclusion, health, justice, nonprofits, food, security, policing, housing, so that we can ensure that the greatest return on investment is being achieved. Why is this important, you may ask? Well, typically, when cities do this, they identify at least 20% of the investment that can immediately be redirected. We need to get past Band-Aids and find long-term sustainable solutions. We need to get to the heart of the matter, and we will. 2020 has taught us that anything is possible. So what a great time to think deeply and seriously about safety and security in our city and the important role that our police play. In particular, how can we rethink how they respond to mental health and addictions concerns? There have definitely been some interesting conversations around the broader role of policing in our community and what we are asking of officers. It may be time to break down some of the silos of government agencies to find new ways to work collaboratively and address the growing addictions and mental health challenges in our community together. Les défis liés à la santé mentale et aux dépendances se font sentir partout au pays. Toutes les parties prenantes doivent travailler ensemble pour trouver des solutions durables. Early on in all of this, the role of our parks, trails, and public spaces took on enormous importance. We have gorgeous facilities with 3,500 acres of parkland, 78 kilometers of trails, 4 regional parks, 50 sports fields, 55 playgrounds, outdoor rinks, tennis courts, bike parks, and we are always enhancing and upgrading our infrastructure. Centennial Beach and the North End YMCA both opened this past year. This coming year, we will be working on a new comprehensive active transportation plan and a new recreation master plan. Obviously, we are all embracing the great outdoors. Have you tried to buy a bike, snowshoes, or skis lately? J'ai entendu tellement d'histoires de résidents qui ont découvert récemment pour la première fois les parcs, les sentiers et espaces verts. Remember when this all started and no one was going anywhere and we were all seeing the wildlife in our yards and hearing the reports from other countries about how clean and clear their air suddenly was? This too was a wake-up call from an environmental perspective, that change was possible. So how do we get to zero net? Well, we are actively working on reducing our greenhouse gas emissions as a city, preparing for the impacts of climate change, increasing access to sustainable energy, and tracking our progress. Of course, a huge win in our community this last year was the upgrade to Transaqua and the much cleaner effluent we will be pumping back into our river. COVID-19 has taught us that we can do better, that change is possible. It has taught us the vital importance of protecting our natural environment and, of course, ensuring that we are all working together, leaving our planet in better shape than we found it. So many of us have spent a lot of time in our homes and neighborhoods these last few months, and for the most part, it's been a pretty great place to go through a pandemic. But it has got us all thinking about what kind of neighborhoods we want to live in, walkable, livable, with amenities close by. Urban planning has never been more important, particularly when, as a city, we continue to fill in within our serviceable boundary. So watch for some interesting new infill developments and also strategic decisions around our important heritage properties. During this time when people can literally work from anywhere, the quality of neighborhoods becomes increasingly important. Of course, cities don't work alone. We work very closely with our provincial and federal colleagues. That being said, I'm personally really excited about our provincial government's commitment to municipal government reform. This is long overdue, and the relationship that we have with the two other levels of government needs to be reimagined. The status quo is simply not sustainable. We need to have a good, hard look at tax fairness. We need total clarity on overlapping jurisdictions and unclear cost sharing. We need more collaboration. And if this can be done anywhere, New Brunswick is the place. We have a real opportunity to be national leaders on this. Les prochains mois sont critiques pour l'ensemble de l'humanité, bien qu'on ne connaisse pas encore ce que réserve 2021. Le vaccin est en route et nous sommes optimistes. Humans like to gather, and we will get back to it. Having events like this in person, we'll be back to supporting our local artists at the Capitol Theatre, our favorite restaurants and watering holes, and our borders will open and will welcome the world back in. So many in our community have really taken it on the chin for the common good. The constant changes in rules, the cleaning, the pivoting, the sleepless nights, the worry, the fear, the uncertainty. Thank you. I know that things will get better. We have an incredible community that has proven time and time again that we can surmount challenges and come out stronger and more resilient than before. And like always in Moncton, we will do it together. We've seen the resilience, the flexibility, the creativity by so many business leaders. Check out Danielle Gauvin at the Wellness Exchange, located in the beautiful new Tannery Place. Elke Ambeau and his team at Copan, who immediately pivoted and went online like so many others. The brave Sandy family, who, along with opening the delicious restaurant India King, they've opened Grand King Indian grocery store right across the street. And of course, they are Jean and Susan Cormier of Euston Park, Clos, and Halo fame. Oh, those donuts. Additionally, there are the examples like Jessam Tools, who have moved their entire woodworking tools and accessories manufacturing plant to Moncton from Orillia, Ontario. We are the 7th fastest growing census metropolitan area in Canada, with 10,000 new people moving here in the last 4 years, and so many more on their way, bringing their ingenuity, their investment dollars, filling jobs that we cannot fill. But I would like to end today with the story of the Moncton Magnet. Some of you may know Derek Smith. He played football at both Harrison Trimble and at Acadia, and he also cut a lot of lawns and painted a lot of houses in the North End as a student. He then went on to 15 years of investment banking and private equity work in Canada and the UK. He has recently worked in global capital markets, completing transactions and investments on 6 continents with a total deal value of over $25 billion in energy, infrastructure, industrials, and real estate. And guess what? He and his partner are coming home to be closer to family and friends, to live those maritime moments. to live for the maritime moment. He's also really excited to explore our growing food scene, the downtown transformation, and the expanded amenities and developments happening in Moncton. He wants to be a part of our community. His plan is to acquire an established business from a transitioning owner and to grow it. And Derek is just one example. We have so many people interested in coming home and in finding home here. La dernière année a été riche en émotions et je suis convaincue que ces expériences nous permettront de réaliser de grandes choses. I have no doubt that our community will embrace the opportunities that will allow us all to grow and prosper. Thanks to all of you. We have a lot going for us when you consider our place in the world, and we have the very best people. Thank you for being here today, and thank you to the Chamber of Commerce. Merci.
Good morning. My name is Dean Hartman, and I'm the president of Maddie Capital, based in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Our company is the lead developer of Dobson Landing in the town of Riverview, and we are proud to be the presenting sponsor for the town this morning. Dobson Landing is a master plan community that features smart technology and innovative energy solutions that created the first of its kind concept community in Atlantic Canada. We are thrilled to announce that Phase 2 will be starting this spring. Phase 2 will include the first of 3 apartment buildings, bungalow townhouses, and many more single-family energy efficient homes. We're really excited about the future of the town of Riverview, and we're thrilled to be part of it. I'm pleased this morning to introduce Mayor Ann Siemens. Mayor Siemens has been part of Town Council for over 20 years and has served as the mayor since 2012. Her leadership, vision, and energy have helped reshape the town into what it is today. More importantly, her passion for improvement will be instrumental in the town of Riverview being able to manage the growth post-COVID. We're excited, and I am excited to introduce to you Mayor Ann Siemens. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Riverview Town Council, a sincere thank you for the Chamber of Commerce for Greater Moncton for once again providing the State of the Tri-Community event. Of course, I wish we were together in person to catch up, but all in good time. Because, as we all know, this is not the best of times. It's safe to say the pandemic has impacted every part of our lives. As the provincial government works hard to contain the spread of the virus, the town of Riverview remains focused on ensuring its operational plans fall in line with the provincial health protocols. Without a doubt, COVID-19 has created significant challenges for our municipality, for our residents, and for our businesses. In addition to the pandemic, our community has faced another difficulties over the past year, most recently with a senseless act of violence at Riverview High School earlier this month. Everyone at the town of Riverview continues to send their love and strength to the staff and students of Riverview High School. Our municipality is also looking at ways we can best support the school community that has been impacted by this tragedy. Yes, residents have been shaken by a variety of issues over these past 12 months, but together we will endure. As we look ahead, we know the coming months will not be easy. We know the pandemic is far from over. We know economic challenges won't end when the vaccine arrives. The Canadian economy has been struggling, and experts say isn't going to resolve anytime soon. Then there is the issue of aging population, causing labor markets to continue to shrink. And let's not forget the challenge of global climate change. But despite the struggles in 2020 and those likely to come in the months ahead, I am confident our region will rebound and that the future for the town of Riverview looks brighter than ever. Why so optimistic? Because even with the many difficulties the town has faced over the past year, there have been many bright spots. So many, I'm convinced that this too shall pass. Take building permits. 2020 was a solid year, one of the best in the past 7 or 8 for the town of Riverview regarding building permits. The town approved $25.2 million worth of permits in 2020, including 4 multi-unit residential projects valued at $11.6 million that currently under construction and a number of others that are well into planning for the next year. The town is continuing to create an environment that attracts investment and encourages existing businesses to expand. It's also worth noting that despite the challenges of COVID, the town was able to make appropriate changes during the year to secure its bottom line and avoid significant tax hikes. Another bright spot is Bridgedale Boulevard. This is one of the efforts made to lighten traffic congestion that our community will face during the province planned closure of the causeway in May. The 1.6 kilometer Bridgedale Boulevard now links Runnymede Road and Gunningsville Boulevard with roundabouts, meaning less delay and better traffic flow. It also provides improved access to the increasingly popular Mill Creek Nature Park. As well, the new roadway opens up land for commercial and residential development. All in all, it's an exciting step for our community. Also exciting are plans for the Riverview Recreation Complex. After 8 years of planning, a fundraising campaign was officially launched earlier this month for the complex, and we couldn't be more thrilled. The Riverview Recreation Complex will be a 71,000 square foot modern facility offering a recreation zone, spaces for public meetings, special events, as well as cultural and community activities. The complex will include an 8-lane, 25-meter pool, a separate leisure pool, a 200-meter padded walking track, a turf field house, multi-purpose rooms, connections to the Mill Creek Park, and much more. The Riverview Recreation Center will be situated on the newly built Bridgedale Boulevard that I mentioned a few minutes ago, and is expected to open its doors in late 2023. I'm also very encouraged by the fact that Greater Moncton's population grew by 10,000 in the past 4 years, according to Statistics Canada. While it might have been a small increase in Riverview, from 20,101 in 2016 to 20,538, it's a sign of positive momentum. Some researchers suggest that the generation growing up today will remember the impact of the pandemic on densely populated urban areas and seek out less densely packed areas in the decades to come. We want to continue to spread the word that Riverview is the place to be, the place to grow, a place to bring up children, a community where homes are affordable and where there's an abundance of natural green space, free activities, festivals, and recreation programs for all ages and abilities. Of course, I think this is also important to highlight what the continued restoration of the Petitcodiac River also bodes well for drawing newcomers to our area. As you have no doubt noticed, the federal and provincial government's Petitcodiac River Restoration Project is well underway. Replacement of the causeway with a bridge span will restore the tidal flow and its fish population and address environmental issues that have affected the health of the waterway since the 1960s. In the short term, The work on the causeway poses a serious traffic problem for Riverview residents and those who do business with us in Riverview, as the causeway will be closed for 6 months beginning in May. While the Petit Kodiak project is a federal and provincial initiative, the town of Riverview has been proactively considering ways to lessen the impact on residents and had some great input in 2020 with a public engagement activity. Some excellent ideas were identified in the virtual engagement sessions, ideas that we'll be reviewing in the coming months. Since the impact of the causeway closure will be felt by more than just Riverview, employees in the tri-community are urged to start considering work from home options, ride sharing, incentives, and staggered work hours for the months from May and December. It will be a trying time for residents on both sides of the causeway, along with local businesses. We remain hopeful that the provincial government takes steps to better communicate the impact of the project with appropriate signage and other advertising. I want to leave you on a high note with a final bright spot from the past year. The town worked hard in 2020 to help residents maintain their physical and mental resilience during the pandemic by ensuring recreation facilities were well maintained, including the well-used Riverfront Trail. We have been overwhelmed with positive feedback about the lights along the Riverfront Trail. Here's an excerpt from the comment that came to us from Riverview resident Michelle Gauguin, a Moncton Hospital ICU nurse. Quote, "When I leave home to work this time of year, it's dark outside. I usually don't see the outside world during a 12-hour shift. I find being in constant darkness, both literally and figuratively, increasingly difficult lately. However, you made a difference in my life. As I was driving to work this week, I was faced with those beautiful Riverview lights. I simply need you to know how uplifting it was to me in that moment. It brightens my day and makes me feel supported and united with my community. I can only assume I'm not alone in feeling this way. Thank you for shining the lights during this otherwise murky times. Regards, Michelle." Thank you for your kind words, Michelle. Let's continue to share kindness and the hope for a better tomorrow. Thanks again to the Greater Moncton Chamber of Commerce for the opportunity to share highlights today from the town of Riverview. Here's to a healthy, happy, and hopeful year ahead for everyone.
Good morning. I'm Alain Parent with Transparent Benefits in partnership with Impact Wealth. At Impact Wealth, we are a design firm. Our mission is to help people create, protect, and use wealth to design a better future for their family, their community, and the planet. To do that, we have developed a unique 360-degree impact process that aligns our clients' goals and value with leading investment, insurance, and employee benefit solutions to get results. Often serving as their personal CFO or central family office, we help put all of the pieces of their financial puzzle together. We future pace our clients' needs, preparing them for things like retirement or business succession, while making sure that they are ready for the unexpected accident, illness, or business bankruptcy. Working with entrepreneurs across Atlantic Canada, we are a growing team of 5 with offices in Dieppe and St. John. In partnership with Transparent Benefits, Impact Wealth is the exclusive Chamber's plan advisor in the Greater Dieppe region where we're here to help. Working closely with John and his team at the Chamber of Commerce for Greater Moncton, we ensure that Chamber members in the region are aware of the value that the Chamber's plan can bring to their business. Offered exclusively to Chamber of Commerce members, the Chamber's plan is Canada's #1 employee benefits program. The Chamber plans offers entrepreneurs and not-for-profits industry-leading affordability, rate stability, and unique features such as teledoc, business assistance services, and a guaranteed retiree plan. While this past year has been a difficult one, we very much look forward to working with our key partners across the region as we help local employers get back on their feet and the economy moving forward again. The health and wealth of entrepreneurs and their teams is the foundation of what we do and is needed now more than ever. We look forward to doing our part as we navigate these challenging times in our province. At this time, it's our pleasure this morning to introduce Mr. Yvon Lapierre, Mayor of Dieppe. Yvon Lapierre was re-elected as Mayor of Dieppe on May 9, 2016. Mayor Lapierre is no stranger to the world of municipal government, having served as Mayor of Dieppe from 1998 to 2005 and 2012 to 2016, as well as Councillor for Ward 2 in 1986 and 1989. Mayor Lapierre represents the City on Council's Standing Committee on Strategies and Public Policies and Expansion Dieppe. He also serves on the executive of the Cities of New Brunswick Association and the Grievance Committee of the City Council Local 3515 Fire Department. In recent years, Mr. Lapierre managed several plants owned by Owens, Illinois, a company specializing in the manufacturing of glass containers. For several years, he also served as Director of Human Resources and finished products for Dump Glass Consumers Glass. Mr. Lapierre's community involvement includes the Boys and Girls Club of Dieppe and Skate New Brunswick. He is the recipient of the Paul Harris Fellowship from the Rotary Club and the Hommage Richelieu International de Paix et Fraternité. Born in Montreal, M. Lapierre studied at the CCGM Vieux-Montréal and holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from Université de Moncton. M. Lapierre is married to Elizabeth Ann and is father to 4 daughters and grandfather to 7 grandchildren. M. Lapierre and I often have a chance to sit down for coffee with a group of friends and colleagues. We take pleasure in talking and often debating about politics. But politics is not necessarily always the go-to subject. Yes, we talk about our city, our region, but also about the importance of our business community. There are so many opportunities for our region. It is a true pleasure to introduce yourselves, Monsieur Yvon Lapierre, Mayor of Dieppe.
Madame Arnold, mairesse de Moncton, Madame Siemens, mairesse de Riverview, Mesdames et Messieurs, tout d'abord, permettez-moi de vous saluer chaleureusement et de remercier tout particulièrement la Chambre de commerce du Grand Moncton pour son aimable invitation. Le rôle que joue la Chambre de commerce dans le succès et le bien-être de notre communauté d'affaires est primordial et contribue grandement au développement et à la croissance de notre région. Je suis très heureux de me joindre à vous ce matin afin de vous partager nos succès de l'année 2020 et de vous parler des grands projets à venir pour 2021. Bien que le COVID ait apporté de nombreux défis, Dieppe a quand même connu une croissance importante en 2020, avec l'octroi de plus de 91 millions de dollars en permis de construction, dont la moitié, ou plus de la moitié, en usage mixte pour 49,5 millions. Le secteur résidentiel a d'ailleurs connu une forte augmentation à Dieppe, avec la création de 621 nouvelles unités de logement, dont 402 unités de logement multirésidentiel. résidentielle, soit près du double qu'en 2019. Cette augmentation démontre que Dieppe est un endroit où les gens veulent s'établir. Alors nous sommes fiers d'être une communauté où il fait bon vivre, travailler et élever une famille. Cependant, je dois dire que la COVID-19 a eu un impact important sur notre assiette fiscale. Bien que le secteur résidentiel ait connu une augmentation de près de 4 %, le secteur commercial, qui représente pour nous le tiers de notre assiette fiscale, a connu une baisse de presque 5 %. L'assiette fiscale totale n'a donc augmenté que de 0,75 % en 2021, comparativement à des augmentations de 3,6 % en 2020 et de 4,25 % en 2019. C'est donc près de 1,5 million de dollars que l'on perd en 2021. Les répercussions de ceci vont se faire sentir dans les années à venir. C'est pourquoi il faudra continuer de gérer nos finances de façon responsable. Sur une note plus positive, Expansion Dieppe a connu une année record de vente de terrain dans le parc industriel en 2020. Et d'autres projets sont en cours de discussion ailleurs en ville. Je tiens par ailleurs à remercier les gens d'affaires qui continuent d'investir dans notre belle municipalité, et ce, malgré la pandémie. On Aviation Avenue, in the airport area, we are still awaiting a favorable response from the province of New Brunswick for the industrial park expansion project, which is estimated at $6.5 million. En 2020, 4 bâtiments d'usage mixte furent en construction au centre-ville afin d'accommoder des espaces commerciaux et immobiliers, dont le projet Promenade 9 et Place Évolution. Un projet a également vu le jour sur la rue Ruffin, soit un édifice de bureaux. D'ailleurs, à cet endroit, presque tous les terrains viabilisés sont déjà vendus. Despite everything, I must say that COVID hasn't had a major impact on our operations. We made financial decisions early in the year to minimize the impact of the pandemic. So it's no surprise that the savings on operations, such as the energy use in our buildings, to cancellations or reduction of events, and to the student or contract positions that were not filled, exceeded the additional costs. We were frugal, and it's paid off for us, and therefore we did not ask the province for any operational financial assistance. Toujours du côté financier, le taux d'endettement budgété pour 2020 était de 14,1 %, comparativement au résultat réel qu'on estime présentement à 14,9 %. Cette augmentation est due à la bonne décision du conseil municipal de payer comptant un renouvellement de financement d'environ 340 000 $ en 2020 et qui fera en sorte que le ratio d'endettement futur diminuera encore plus vite afin d'atteindre notre objectif de 10 % par 2026. D'ailleurs, le ratio d'endettement budgété pour 2021 se chiffre à 13 %. C'est en continuant de faire preuve de leadership et en gérant nos finances de façon équitable et responsable que Dieppe pourra continuer d'offrir des services de qualité sans pareil à ses résidents. In fact, a survey carried out by Narrative Research last November and December showed that 98% of respondents believe that Dieppe is a community with a promising future, and 96% are proud to say that they're from the community of Dieppe. The results of the follow-up survey of residents show that the municipality still offers a good quality of life to its residents and inspires strong feelings of belonging and pride. The municipality stands out in particular as an excellent place to raise a family in a pleasant, calm, welcoming, and friendly environment. We have lots to be proud of in Dieppe. Vous savez, je le répète souvent, c'est en investissant de façon responsable dans nos infrastructures que nous créons l'environnement propice pour permettre à des gens d'affaires comme vous de venir réaliser votre rêve d'entreprise à Dieppe. C'est pourquoi je suis très heureux que nous ayons procédé cet automne à l'ouverture officielle de la Maison Doiron et en janvier à celle de l'Uniplex. C'est avec beaucoup d'enthousiasme que nous avons dévoilé le 3 octobre dernier l'exposition qui met en vedette Joseph Doiron et ses descendants. À travers un voyage numérique ou plus traditionnel pour ceux qui le souhaitent, une des plus anciennes maisons de Dieppe vous partage son histoire et celle de ses habitants. Depuis 2015, année de l'acquisition de cette maison Doiron par la municipalité, de nombreux travaux ont été effectués afin de lui redonner son air d'antan. Au fur et à mesure des découvertes réalisées lors de la restauration, il est devenu évident qu'il fallait trouver un moyen de raconter l'histoire de Joseph Doiron et ses descendants qui avaient vécu de génération en génération sur cette propriété. Puis le 13 janvier dernier, nous avons procédé à l'ouverture officielle de l'Uniplex, le plus grand projet que la municipalité ait jamais connu. C'est en mode virtuel, phase orange à ce moment, obligeant, que nous avons pu découvrir cette installation moderne qui s'adresse aux gens de tout âge. C'est une grande fierté de pouvoir offrir un lieu axé sur la santé, le mieux-être et l'activité physique aux résidents de toutes nos générations. Dieppe a connu une croissance phénoménale au cours des dernières années et la demande pour les heures de glace dépassait largement l'offre. L'Uniplex va permettre de dynamiser la vie communautaire et le mieux-être de notre population. Mais il y a également le potentiel de stimuler le développement de notre centre-ville, en plus d'entraîner des retombées économiques importantes. Je dois vous avouer que j'ai bien hâte que la COVID soit derrière nous pour vous faire découvrir l'Uniplex à sa pleine valeur et réellement fêter cette ouverture avec la communauté comme on se doit de le faire. Dieppe has experienced strong growth in recent decades, and one way for us to continue this growth is through immigration. Last June, we launched our 2020 to 2024 immigration strategy via the web in collaboration with various community stakeholders. Based on the priorities of Municipal Council, the Board of Directors of Expansion Dieppe, and the local immigration partnership, the new strategy is designed to make Dieppe a welcoming city, open to the whole world. Implementation will continue in 2021 on all three areas of intervention: planning and coordination of service delivery, communication and public awareness, and employment and economic development. Je vous parlais un peu plus tôt de l'impact qu'a eu le COVID sur notre assiette fiscale. Pour plusieurs entreprises de la région, ce sont des temps difficiles. C'est pourquoi nous avons décidé de lancer Février en fête. Tous les détails des activités seront communiqués prochainement, mais en gros, les résidents seront appelés à participer à divers concours tout au long du mois qui encourageront nos commerçants. Alors, encore une fois, je vous invite à vous abonner aux nouvelles sur le site web de la municipalité afin de ne rien manquer de cette initiative qui vise à faire sortir les gens dehors et visiter nos installations et nos commerces. As I mentioned earlier, our infrastructure investments are what is creating a favorable environment for the business community. In 2021, we'll be investing $13 million in our network of streets. In particular, we'll be rebuilding part of Acadia Avenue, one of our oldest streets, and a portion of Burke Road and Melanson Settlement Roads. La collaboration est aussi d'une grande importance dans le développement de notre région. L'accord de service 2021 entre les municipalités de Dieppe, Moncton et Riverview et la corporation 3 fut adopté par les 3 conseils municipaux. Cet accord permettra de guider et structurer les services de la corporation 3 +. Au cours de l'année 2021, les municipalités vont aussi adopter l'accord de service 2022-2024 entre les municipalités de Dieppe, Moncton et Riverview et la corporation 3 +. Ceci permettra d'assurer du financement à la corporation 3 + jusqu'en 2024. De plus, la région du Sud-Est s'est dotée d'un regroupement nommé Cellule de travail du Sud-Est sur le développement économique qui a également comme but d'intervenir auprès des entreprises de la région durant la pandémie COVID-19. Les municipalités sont fières de faire partie de ce regroupement régional. En 2021, la municipalité veut entendre ce que vous avez à dire. C'est pourquoi nous lancerons notre toute première plateforme de participation publique au cours des prochains mois. Plusieurs projets y verront le jour, dont le développement d'un nouveau plan maître en loisirs. Cette nouvelle plateforme d'engagement en ligne sera un espace qui permettra à la communauté de partager des idées, de discuter de sujets importants, de fournir des commentaires et de contribuer à l'avenir de la municipalité. We will also be making improvements in our transit system and reviewing our active transportation plan over this year. En terminant, je tiens à vous dire à quel point je suis fier de ce que nous avons accompli chez nous à Dieppe. Comme vous avez pu le constater, le COVID ne nous a pas empêchés d'effectuer d'importantes réalisations au cours de la dernière année. Once again, thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for welcoming us virtually and allowing us to share our achievements as well as the major projects to come. J'espère que vous saurez trouver votre compte ce matin et que l'on se verra bientôt, 2 mètres de distance, avec notre masque, bien évidemment. Merci. Thank you all.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you to everyone who has participated in our 5th edition of the State of the Tri-Communities. Merci à chacune d'entre vous d'avoir participé ce matin à notre 5e édition de l'État des trois communautés. As we've heard from virtually every speaker today, 2020 was a year unlike any other. I was thinking the other day that the Chamber of Commerce has been around since 1891, so we were there during the last great public health crisis, the Spanish flu of 1918. I wonder how the Chamber responded to that challenge long before the advent of the internet and Zoom. I know we've tried our best to respond to COVID-19 by communicating, advocating, and presenting events with content we felt was valuable and needed by our members and the entire business community. Aujourd'hui marque le début officiel de notre programmation des événements de 2021. Et c'est un grand plaisir de voir accueillir nos 3 maires pour présenter leurs pensées sur ce que nous avons vécu. Et je pense plus important encore, ce à quoi nous pouvons nous entendre en 2021. I know many of you are struggling to keep your doors open, and we will continue to be there to support you. But there are also several positive signs our economic foundation is solid. Record building permits, a red-hot real estate market, population growth that puts us in the top 10 in Canada. So while we are all seeing red, literally and figuratively, right now, there is light on the horizon. I want to thank again our sponsors today. Brainworks for being our presenting sponsor yet again. O'Brien, Dobson Landing, Impact Wealth and Transparent Benefits, Commercial Properties Inc., Sonic Image, and the Hyatt Place Moncton Downtown. Sans ces partenariats, nous ne pourrions pas présenter cet événement qui a pris beaucoup d'importance au cours des 5 dernières années. I also want to thank our staff for pulling together to present today under very challenging circumstances. Now, let's make a commitment and a promise that when the 2022 State of the Tri-Communities rolls around next January, there will be 400 of us gathered in a ballroom somewhere, shaking hands, slapping backs, chatting in groups, and networking like we used to, and which we need to do again. Until then, stay safe, stay optimistic. On behalf of the Chamber, thanks everyone for joining us. Merci de vous être joints à nous.